You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by GreerTime Media, Mostly Napa Auto Park, Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, Joe Fridays. You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by GreerTime Media, Posey Napa Auto Park, Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
Joe Fridays. We want to welcome you in for another prediction week. Another special event this week like we had last week. We had 3 last week that we had talked to, Jaden, Evan, and Jarrell Wiley. This week we're going to be presented. I got Wallace High here with me, Jeremy Sunday off Freddie Greer Media Time. We've got Lamarian Miller and AK Medlock here to talk to us. Wallace, we've been doing this all year long, and in the booth we've heard Miller's name and Medlock's name all year long, play after play.
Yeah, it's good to have them here with us today. You know, they're 2 of the predominant names that we get to call on Friday nights on the Black Hat defense. So I'm glad to see them. We'll get to ask them a few questions tonight and hopefully have fun. Hopefully they're not too nervous.
You guys, y'all get to enjoy the fun seat. Coach Maddox gets the hot seat tonight. So, first question I want to ask, but I'm going to tell both y'all. Wallace and I both watched y'all grow up. We coached y'all, and it's been an honor of coaching y'all to watch the young men that you've grown into. It's been an honor to call y'all this year.
You know, going through, I know you're just a junior, so you have another year coming back, but you've basically been out there for all of your high school career as well. You want to talk to us about how it's been while you've been on varsity playing on Friday nights and where y'all come from and where you're at now?
It's been fun, you know, playing with my brothers. Really didn't get to do it a lot last year, but, you know, never take it for granted. Having fun out there playing with them. Came a long way.
Well, last year I wasn't around. Will you say you didn't get to play much? Were you hurt last year? Or it was just being young? I mean,
made some mistakes. Had to learn from them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I coached you for a long time and watched you. Of course, me and your dad played with each other, and your dad was a ferocious hitter. And last week, as a safety, you love to play those passing teams. But it seemed like to me last week you had more fun in that game last week because you were playing downhill and just pretty much lowering your helmet and kept laying the wood to these guys. What is the funnest offense for you to play against? Do you like the passing attack, or do you like it when you know they're going to run?
I like it all. I like really a balanced offense, so I can do it both. You know, hit, make plays on the ball. Just like to have fun.
Well, you were playing a little offense to start out the year, and I guess, did you break a finger, dislocate a finger?
Dislocated my left pinky.
Does it look crooked now like that? Now that's what you got to look forward to.
Yeah, I got one too.
Yeah, when you play lots of football, you end up with stuff. Actually, mine was a basketball accident. I had broke my collarbone my senior year. But I had last week when we interviewed everybody, the biggest thing that I got from talking to Coach Sandoval and talking to Jaden and Jarrell and Evan was winning this week and only worrying about the week. What is it like for y'all when y'all come in on Saturday and watch film? Is that when that game's over, or is that game over on Friday night?
It's over on Friday night. We celebrated throughout the weekend, but it's over after Friday night.
So this week we have Lorena, which doesn't have anything to play for. I was actually talking to someone the other day, and they were ready for basketball, and I'm like, really? Y'all don't want to come play us in no basketball? But, hey, if y'all are ready for basketball, with them not being out of the district race, does that change anything for y'all's momentum, or are you worried about Mexia only?
Oh, no. We still going to play them like we play any other team. So we're going to go out there, play hard.
Any other game.
Yeah, and everything. We got to play them like it's our last game.
Well, y'all have been very impressive this year. Thank y'all for being the team that y'all have been, and we've just completely enjoyed it in the press box this year. Do y'all have any parting shots that y'all want to give us? I mean, y'all have had so many words to say here. So
a shout out to
I'm
somebody
gonna
or
tell Coach
anything.
Sandoval, please next week send me some. I can't. They won't quit talking.
Not really.
So you know what? Since y'all didn't say a whole lot, I want a prediction score from both of y'all. What's the score going to be this week?
Can't predict on that, but I know we're going to come out there and try and win.
Well, there's a prediction. You're going to win.
You know it, and we're gonna hope that you guys come out, play your hardest. We get it through the game and out of the game.
No
playing
injuries.
hard,
Y'all
no
preach
injuries.
that
Yeah,
tomorrow night.
staying healthy and getting ready to roll in
program. It's always going to be a good fight every time we go against them. So it takes a lot to prepare for them defensively. So we're ready for the challenge, and I think our kids are responding to what we're asking of them, and I think I'm come out and play hard.
We talked about it. We talk about it every Friday night while we're calling the games, and we just had Eric and Lamarian here on the show. The defense has been very impressive, throughout the season and over the course of the last couple of years, but especially this season, and seeing the way those young men have matured and the way they play out there for each other. And it seems like the bigger the situation, the bigger the time, or the bigger the game, the more they step up, and I know that comes along with some game planning and things, but, coaching goes a long way with that as well. You want to talk to us about, some of the things you just kind of stress with the guys as far as the way they play on Friday nights?
Just as a defensive staff, just in general, I think every week, not only are the kids getting better, but as a defensive staff, we have grown as well, and that's what we've preached from the start of 2 days. Thank you. You guys having me on. It was an honor. Thank you for the Mexia community. It's been a blast, and just accepting us, and just we felt welcome since day one. So I want to just thank the community, and go Black Cats. Let's get it.
If we win this next round, when y'all go do the coin toss, just get us in a dome somewhere.
We'll try.
We're going to say thank you to your wife as well, because she allowed us to have you tonight.
Thank you, Coach. And it was an honor. It's been an honor to watch y'all all year long.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by GreerTime Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays. You're listening.
Week is going to be Brownwood visiting China Spring.
And I'm going to go with Brownwood over China Springs, 28-7.
Brownwood thought they were going to give La Vega a little tougher.
Yeah, they took one on the chin last week. So, and Brownwood's one of the top teams in the state in 4A D1 this year. I think they're going to come back
3 and 4 in that district.
Right.
And both teams played Whitney and Grandview within 21 points, so the games weren't just complete blowouts. And now these two teams are fighting for third and fourth. Vance, what do you got with West traveling to Tig?
I'm going to go with West 28, Tig 21.
Well, I'm flipping it on you, Vance. I got Tig coming out on top 28-21.
Last week Tig played Maypearl, and everybody was picking Maypearl. I was like, man, I think Tig's going to pull this one out, and they got it. I got Tig winning this one at home as well, 28-21. Our next game is going to be a big one to decide who's going to go first place in the district and who's going to go home for the year. Fred
away from us
Freddie,
on this, and he
you
doesn't
want any of this one.
He doesn't want to hear our predictions.
Whitney and Grosback, who's winning? Oh, okay.
Whitney, he didn't go with his goats this
Last
week.
week he picked the goats 50-0, and I don't think they scored. So this week he went with Grosback going with 0. So maybe they might score 50.
And just to clear it up, everyone knows that Freddie is from Beck. We're from Mahale. We give each other a hard time because they're our neighbors just across the river.
He's over there with the defensive coordinator learning what real defense is about.
So that's the reason we joke and we kid about the Grosback scores so much, just because we might make light of it with Freddie. But Vance, you want to tell us what you got for that game?
Well, I'm going to go with Whitney. 35-0.
And I'm not too far off. I got Whitney also, and I'm gonna go 45-0.
Freddie, can they show 100 on the Grosback scoreboard over there? Okay, I got Whitney winning 100-0 on this one.
and it's, Jeremy's always going.
He's gonna go
the opposite of Freddie every time.
Between them Greer boys and the way we played back in the day and we get along, I give them a hard time. I just hope we never get to the situation where they can give me the hard time like I give them.
Right.
Our next game here is going to be Smithville visiting Caldwell.
Yeah. I don't know much about Smithville. I didn't get a chance to look them up before we picked. I know Caldwell's kind of been here and there this season. So Vance,
I'm gonna go with Caldwell, 24-7.
Yeah, and
I don't know that much about Caldwell this year.
I know they're over in a pretty tough district. They play some pretty tough teams, Cameron and Rockdale, and all those teams. So, but I'm gonna go with Caldwell as well.
I want to say if Caldwell wins this ball game, they're going to go as a number 4 team in the district.
Yeah, and it'll be a home game for them. If they got that on the line, I think that might give them the edge to pull it out.
Well, I'm going to take Caldwell in that one too. The next one we have here is Maypearl versus Grandview.
Yeah, Vance.
I'm gonna go with Grandview. I think they'll get upset after last week.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Vance. What was the score you had?
I'm gonna say 28-0.
28-0. I'm going to go with Grandview as well. I think the Zebras are going to be upset that they dropped one last week. Maypearl hasn't been very strong on the season, and then you're rolling into the Zebras' house, with them coming off of a loss. They're at home. I think they're going to put it on Maypearl pretty strong this week. I got them winning 48-0.
Grandview doesn't lose very often. And they lost the game last year to Was it Tig at the very end of the year? It was
someone.
Malakoff. It was Malakoff at the very end of the
No,
year.
they beat Malakoff.
In district.
Mm-hmm.
They lost
They
at the
played
end of
them early.
district last year, and they went on a roll and just
I want to
steamrolled
say it
everybody
may
in
have
the
been
playoffs.
West.
Might have been West.
Uh-huh.
And I believe Grandview got that wake-up call again another night, and I believe they'll be meeting Whitney in the playoffs again. But I got Grandview winning this one 48-7.
Franklin versus Crockett. Their year kind of went sour on them. I think the Wortham Bulldogs, right down the road, they've been having a really good season. And I've been trying to keep up with them as best I can. I think they're going to find a way to wheel it out and come out with a win in this one. I think it's going to be another close one as well, Vance. I'm going to go 28-21, Wortham on top.
Yes, this game's going to decide who's going second and third, as both have made the playoffs. But the winner of this game gets a second place, and the loser is going to go third. And, Dawson's played a really tough program schedule this year, and they've done pretty good. And I guess you could be excited about wanting to go play Martin. You're going to pull it off over there, but hindsight's 2020.
I got Conley coming out on top as well. I actually have them coming out 28-17 on top of Robinson. I think it'll be a little bit closer than most people may expect, especially with it being in Robinson. Unfortunately, Robinson is going to miss out on the playoffs, so they'll probably all I can see is them coming out trying to play tough and get a win over Connolly as the last game of the district goes through.
I watched Robinson and I watched Conley against Mexia, and Conley has a real good ball team. Robinson can throw the football, though.
Right.
And they're coming. Those two teams are rivals. When you talk about rivals, that's one side of Waco, the other side. And
35-25.
And then I have my hair as well. I'm not going to go against the Black Cats. But, I have my hair going over to Lorena. Lorena, they're another one that they're going to miss the playoffs this year. Basketball season.